look out, Jack Frost is about. He's after your fingers and toes. And all through the night, that sly little sprite is working where nobody knows. He'll climb the trees, so nimble is he. His sugary powder he'll shake. And while you're asleep, to windows he'll creep. Such magical pictures he'll make. Across the grass he'll merrily pass, turning the greenish to white. And home he will go with the ha 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 ha. Oh, what fun I have had in the night, the night. Look out, look out.
She likes playing keeping them out under my legs.
The temperature is falling, the season it gets colder. Some birds have flown away, some animals hibernate. Days are growing
Shorter.
No, that's what it's been all autumn. Yes, and now the winter is here. Days are growing longer, nights are growing shorter. Winter is here, winter is here. Oh, what is this letter? G. It is a G, like the goose. And what does G say? G. G. You made a perfect G. Next time, let's try this way. Ready? I'm going to start here, and I go around, kiss, and then I dig down into the earth. Can you start right here and follow mine? Around, kiss, and then dig down. Beautiful G. G, G, G.
I only need one more.
Is that one right there?
I found two.
Oh, well, we need 4 ambers in the Grand Treasury Room.
And I found 5, 6.
So those ones are still deep in the caverns.
Just in case.
Perfect. So the dwarves had sorted, and they brought into the Grand Treasury Room 1 amethyst geode.
Check.
4 amazonite.
Check.
9 marbles.
Check.
And 4 ambers.
Check. And 1 ruby.
Oh, just 4 borlin.
And 1 and another one of these for Athena. I need to find a pink topaz. Those are Gilpin's favorites.
Yesterday we worked on regrouping them so that we could put them on the shelves. But today something terrible happens. A violent earthquake shakes the shelves in the Grand Treasury Room, and 6 marbles and 2 ambers roll out of the treasury room.
1, 2,
They roll
3,
deep down into the
4,
caverns, never to return again.
6. And how many of these?
2 ambers roll away. What is left, and how can you sort them into the grand treasury shelves? How many marbles are there left?
3.
3. So 9 marbles, 6 rolled away. We have 3 left. Put them up on the shelf. Do we need to regroup?
No.
No. We had 4 ambers, but 2 rolled away. How many do we have left?
2.
2. 4 Amazonites. Did any roll away?
No.
Oh, phew. Let's put those on the shelf. And 1 amethyst geode.
Chose. Sneaky E. Goat. Vowel T. Coat. Vowel T.
What's the vowel you hear in there?
F. This one.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet E. This one. Steam. E. E.
What's the vowel sound you hear in steam?
E.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Look at the patterns.
This one.
Do the patterns match?
Yep.
Vowel sound? What's the vowel sound?
E. E. E.
Yep.
I. With a Y at the end. So it's this one.
Yep. The Y says I at the end of the first syllable. That is an open
Quick.
syllable. Mm-hmm.
Hi. Bright. Heat. Left.
This is incredible.
Huge.
So this is all of your shorts for the last couple months, actually maybe a few months. We took out all the short vowels and we are looking just at the long vowels. Are there any patterns that you notice here? Any observations you can make?
Well, the most common way that I think is to make them say their name is a vowel T.
I did not.
maybe an elf job is harder than it looks. And it turns out they aren't perfect. They're just really good at working together as a team. Now that's more like it.
Wishful snowboarding. Hoping for snow this winter. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Ladybug Farm and happy winter solstice. I bring you out to our apiary. We just have one hive this year, but it is the strongest hive we've ever had, and it is warm enough now that the ladies are all out flying. We have a few dandelions, some Yuletide camellias, but there is not much. So hopefully they have enough honey stored. Literally, we have 30 frames here when we checked back in November before we closed them up, front to back, full of bees, full of honey. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they have enough honey to make it through the winter. We did put up a candy board right up there just in case as some extra insurance, and we have a quilt box right up above there too. But we're hoping that they will come strong through the winter and we can keep inspecting. We have about 10 children's suits now too, so that's been fun in our summer camps and in our forest homeschool programs to come out with the bees and get mesmerized by them. I bring you out to our garden. It is pretty much dormant, officially sleeping for the winter. We have done things a little bit differently this year. Every year we plant cover crop, and then in the springtime we'll cut that cover crop, till it in, or feed it to the animals. And quite honestly, I'm just always busting trying to get ready for spring. So we did it a little bit differently this year, and this time we put down a whole bunch of compost, really rich, dark compost. And then we laid down some woven weave fabric. Now a lot of the garden is planted. We're trying to change over to a lot of perennials. So you have grapes and persimmons and pomegranates, hazelnuts and strawberries, blackberries, red raspberries, a lot of flowers, blueberries, more blueberries, a whole bunch of herbs, so that we have that perennial coming back every year. And then we save part of the garden for annuals. But we're trying to transition a lot of those annuals out and make way for those perennials. This is the compost all mixed in, ready for spring. I don't think I've ever been this ready for spring planting before. So when those days get longer and we have our seeds and our starts and the nighttime temperatures are up, we're ready to hit the ground running. I'm very, very excited to be ahead of the game this year for once. Underneath a lot of these covers that we have a lot of onions planted, a lot of garlic planted, and a lot of strawberries planted. This whole bed has been cut back and ready for pollinators to come back come spring. Same thing with over here. We've cut back this is all perennials. And I look down and there's some honeybees. This is an old billboard tarp, and we have, gosh, it's probably at least 12.5 wheelbarrowfuls of compost that I put in under here. And I have this cover on just to solarize it so that when spring comes, again, we can hit the ground running and put a Three Sisters garden right in here. But it's full of little pockets of water that freeze up. And I can see the honeybees are in here trying to get some water to take back to the hive. You may have also noticed this little girl. It is about her bottle time. This is Luna. She came to us from another farm, and we are simply watching her and weaning her until she goes to her forever home. But she has a beautiful home here with us, hopefully. We're trying to give her the best home we can, although she really wants her bottle right now. The children in our forest homeschool made our evergreen spiral, so we are ready for our community event tonight, if Luna doesn't eat it all. Come on, Luna. And we can take it into the greenhouse. It was neat to look at the video last year and see where we were compared to this year. It seems like last year we had so much salad greens, but this year we faced so many aphids. It was beyond ridiculous. And I think that's because this back wall here, this whole thing was full of goji berries, which the leaves had so many aphids. They were hosting so many aphids. It was incredible. It was just a big breeding ground. So I cut back all of the goji berries and I just left some vines. They're still alive. I can see the leaves coming out, but we also lost the whole goji berry harvest because it happened right as they were ripening, and then they got that black sooty mold and it was just gross. But we lost a lot of stuff from those aphids. All of our spinach that we planted was a loss. We were just pulling greens out by wheelbarrow full, which, you know, might have been a loss for us, but it wasn't a loss because it went to the goats. So it still went to a good use, but we're still able to get a lot. We finally got control of those aphids. Once we got everything out of here, we collected ladybugs that come up to the house this time of year, and we brought those ladybugs in here. So we're finally have them under control, but it's very slim picking in here right now. This bed was all kohlrabi, so we have enjoyed those kohlrabi. And here is where we just didn't give up on that spinach. Once we got a hold of the aphids and we got them under control, we planted a bunch of spinach seeds. So fingers crossed, I'm still seeing aphids here. They've adapted well. They've grown wings and moved on, but they're still here. But if the bugs can eat it, I think it's a little safer for myself. We have alpine strawberries here, and then a whole bunch of things we're just trying to overwinter in pots. We have camellia, raspberry, fig, laurel, grape. So hopefully spring planting, we can get those in the ground. On this trellis back here, we had butterfly pea flower growing abundantly. If you were just at the Nutcracker Tea Party at Encore Center, that is where we got your butterfly pea flower. If you haven't tried it before, I highly recommend it. It's quite fascinating for myself and with children. It changes color based on the pH, so you can have a blue tea, a greenish blue tea, and it can change to purple right before your eyes if you just add a little bit of lemon to that. And these beds, we have lemon verbena, an experiment avocado, strawberries, some shallots, and we are trying Brussels sprouts for the second year in a row. Last year, green Brussels sprouts came on. They were great. Take them inside, the kids won't eat them, but they would eat them raw right out here in the greenhouse. This time last year, we had Brussels sprouts growing on the stems. I don't know what's going on because for all of these purple ones, I don't see Brussels sprouts growing yet. So I don't know if it's just like cabbage. The red cabbage seems to take a lot longer to produce than the green cabbage. So I am unsure, but we'll keep it going. Everything's just a big experiment in here. the last little bit of broccoli we have. We've taken the main stems off of most of them, and then they send off these smaller shoots. But today, I'm going to give this treat to the goats because they will enjoy these tasty green leaves. And we will enjoy the shoots with dinner. I'll leave the roots down in the ground so they can return back to the soil. And then I will fill this bed with more compost. This bed has not gone down that much, but over on this other side here, we actually had the hugelkultur decompose, and the soil level went down over a foot in these beds. It was crazy, but the soil was just so healthy doing it this hugelkultur way. This is our first time, my first time, growing cauliflower. I was really excited to see this happen. I've just never grown it. We always have an issue with worms. And although we had so many aphids, we did have a lot of worms come in earlier around September, take out a lot of the produce. We had some grasshoppers in addition, but we've had some cauliflower that was saved. It's just never been successful out in the garden here. So slowly we learn every year what the best times are. And I'm learning with this high tunnel that in springtime we can plant 2, maybe 4 weeks early, but more like 2 weeks early. If I take the time and I come out and I monitor the sidewalls. But in autumn, it just gets so darn hot no matter how much you monitor the high walls. So we really struggle to get the cole crops going, even just 2 weeks after. So I've started, and I think I will continue, not planting cole crops in here until like 6 weeks after when they should be planted in the garden. Who knows? Mother Nature always has the final say, but each year we learn a little bit more about this greenhouse and try to swing it a little bit better the year after that. I bring you out to the magic compost pile. A wise friend once shared with me what is the best way to eat an elephant. One piece at a time. We had 30 yards delivered of this compost. We just simply cannot create compost quick enough here. Now that we don't have the pigs anymore to feed those scraps, we are making a lot of compost, but nowhere near this. And then our compost still has to mature for a couple of years. So 30 yards we had delivered from Brooks Contractors up in Goldston. They are amazing. It took 2 dump truck loads, 25 yards each, of mixed sand, clay, and compost to go into our greenhouse, if that gives you any idea of the quantity here. But I think that if we can take this, finish putting it in the greenhouse, I have a couple more beds in the garden, and spread this over our pastures, create a few more wildflower areas, I think we'll be able to use up the rest of this no problem. But my goal was 4 wheelbarrowfuls a day. Some days I got more, some days I got less, but slowly over the couple months, we made a huge dent in that. And this is just gold. We've been doing cover crop, as I said. It's a lot more labor intensive to do cover crop, but you're still building the soil in a different way. And this is just a way to kickstart it. And I feel really excited and really ready for the spring. So now that winter solstice is officially here, we go into this cozy stage, this hibernating stage, this dreaming stage. And I'm really looking forward to doing some garden planning and reflecting and dreaming about what is possible in the year ahead. I hope that you have a magical winter solstice. May we always honor the darkness so that we are fully able to appreciate the light, kindle our light, and be the light. Mm-hmm. Do you want mine?
Tomorrow, I think.